Hello and welcome to a very exciting unboxing. Do you know what that is? That, my friends, is a very conversational looking tree. And this is a conversation tree press unboxing. This is the deluxe edition of Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes. Oh man, I am excited for this one. Just the deluxe one to show you today. I didn't purchase the standard edition because had to cut back on some book spending or limit my book spending. So I was like, I'm sticking with just the deluxe. But man, what a deluxe it is going to be. This is going to be exciting. Wow. So right off the bat, let's look at this nice little two-tone slipcase. You got, cloth for the head and the foot, different cloth for the actual center. Oh, nice little white swaddle on the inside. Absolutely stunning. But we're here for the book itself, and this book, wow, is going to be a beauty. Full goatskin leather binding with green, blue, and gold stamping across the cover. So that is, at least 3 stamping runs to get that beautiful, beautiful foiling done. I believe the top edge is gilded. There we go. Very, very nice. This is the third title that's been released now for Conversation Tree, and they just continue to impress. Very nice end papers as well. One thing that's a shame by not having the standard edition is you won't be able to get a full grasp of the size difference between them. Now, this is very much just off of what I expect to be the size difference, but this is 110-pound paper. The standard, I believe, was 60-pound paper. I have a video on my channel of the Peter Pan unboxing by Conversation Tree, where I did buy the standard and the deluxe, which are both very similar paper thicknesses with those. I think they actually have the exact same gram per square meter rating between them. So you can check out that video, and you can almost see the deluxe for that was like 30% larger, if not, thicker than just the standard. It is incredible. Anyways, 2.5 minutes in, let's look at the novel, huh? This is illustrated by Jacob Dhein. This is, of course, Daniel Keyes' incredible award-winning novel based off Daniel Keyes' award-winning short story, also by the same name. I'm not going to lie, I have not read the short story. It's been years since I've read the novel. I read the novel back in high school, and I absolutely loved it. Back when you're doing like those required school readings, you get some, some novels that you're going to hate. This was one I absolutely loved. So Jacob Dhein did full color artwork as well as some black and white illustrations. Black and white illustrations are printed letterpress, and they're actually kind of embedded in the novel here. If you have not read Flowers for Algernon, you should go read this novel. It is incredible. It is technically science fiction, but it's one of those weird things where I never really considered it science fiction when I had read it as a teenager. I kind of read it as, it very much is science fiction. It's speculative. It asks the question of what if. But it reads like a drama, but obviously with science fiction elements. It follows one Charlie Gordon, who is a mentally disabled individual who is selected for an experimental procedure to increase his intelligence. The Algernon of the title, Flowers for Algernon, is the mouse that had previously received this procedure. And it was a smashing success for the mouse, and therefore they want to take it to human trials. So Charlie Gordon undergoes the surgery. And, well, I will say the surgery is a success. His IQ is like tripled. The man becomes highly intelligent. And, there we go. We start to get some of the inlaid, very beautiful quality. Is that the Giclée illustration there? A full-color illustration by Jacob Dhein, which is very reminiscent, and I mean this with just high praise, very reminiscent of Gregory Manches's artwork. I'm getting the same kind of Gregory Manches vibes there. That is incredible. So as I was saying, Charlie, his surgery is a success, And well, you can see the changes. The entire novel is epistolary. It's entirely told through journal entries and progress reports that Charlie is writing through his experience here. And, well, he starts, thinking about life, thinking about his past, thinking about those around him with his newfound intelligence. And, oh, this is a fold-out one. I mean, come on. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a Gregory Manchess illustration. That is beautiful. Wow. My hat is off to you, Jacob Dhein. That is exceptional artwork. But it is a beautiful story about, humanity and its limits. It's been adapted several times into fiction or television. There was Flowers for Charlie, the episode of It's Always Sunny that kind of based itself off the premise as well. Limitless, the one with Bradley Cooper. And, oh my gosh, it's actually cut into a circle too. Look at that. That's Algernon. Little Algernon. But more than that, it's also a heartbreaking novel. This is a novel that sticks with you. It is a powerful read. So I was very excited when this was announced by Conversation Tree, especially with just the quality. I mean, it is a short read. This looks like a very thick book, but that is very much just due to the thickness of the paper. And we're only on page 160 here. I think the whole book is like 200 pages, if that. And this is including, like these very large illustrations. I have another fold out there. Like I said, I've never read the short story it's based off of. I know the short story, I believe, won the Hugo, and then the novel won the Nebula for best novel. It's one of those things where I wish I could have gotten the standard edition as well, just to kind of compare them side by side. But unfortunately, financially, it was not meant to be. So yeah, we're looking at 236 pages. Artist note, okay. Let's say there's no introduction or anything, but there is an artist note here. That is incredible. Yeah, I could see the Norman Rockwell inspired here. It's gratitude to Tony Gear of Conversation Tree Press. Incredible work. This is, of course, signed by Jacob Dhein. This is the deluxe edition, which is 175 copies. There's 175. It says numbered 1 through 200. So maybe the other 25 are like the PC copies, if you will. So it's 250 of the standard state, 175 of the deluxe. Apparently the deluxe is numbered 1 through 200, so I'm guessing those last 25 are like the PC copies, or maybe it's a typo there. I don't know. It's also the deluxe edition. The standard edition there's nothing standard about it. It is still beautiful, incredibly printed letterpress. This is actually printed over by Phil Abel and Robert Hetherington. By Hand and Eye Editions, which is a name you might know from like Arete or their own Hand and Eye publications. I mean, they are very much incredible letterpress printers within their own right with their own publishing stock. This was bound by Ludlow Bookbinders. So 57 here is actually matching a number that I've been maintaining with as many of the Richard Tong titles as I can, such as Lyra's Books and Lyra's Classics. So this is printed on Madrid litho, 160 grams per square meter paper. The standard edition, like I said, I think is 120 grams, maybe it's 100 grams. It's, like I said, it's the same. I don't know off the top of my head what the number is, but if you were to go and look at a Peter Pan video, it's the same grams per square meter, so same thickness, same paper weight between the standard and deluxe there, if you wanted to get a side-by-side comparison. The standard edition, beautifully printed on letterpress paper as well. I don't want to say letterpress paper. The paper is not letterpress. The type is. But I should say it is a cloth binding for that one. It has a quarter bound in cloth with a letterpress printed floral print for the rest of the boards. So, I mean, you have your floral print here on the stamping on the leather, but you actually get printed on nice little floral paper for the standard edition. The lettered edition is absolutely stunning. That thing, full leather binding as well. There is actually a piece of pottery inlaid into the cover. It is a pottery artist out in Japan who specializes in artistic repair work with pottery. And so this is a plate of pottery that has been cracked and fractured, and she has repaired it, kind of thematically going, to the message of making repairs and making changes and building people back up. That is central to Flowers for Algernon. But seriously, if you have not read this novel, you need to do so. It is an incredible novel. Like I said, it's I don't know if it's still, but it was required reading. It was high school reading years back. And man, this is one of those ones that I absolutely loved. So there were lots of novels I didn't love in high school, but this was one that, man, it blew me away. Unfortunately, all 3 editions of this are fully sold out, so you will have to go to the secondary market if you want to pick up a copy for yourself. Might be copies available through some of the secondary sellers. I believe Subterranean Press has already listed their copies. I believe those sold out already. Camelot Books is probably spoken for. It's a popular title. Speaking of the title itself, Flowers for Algernon, I was actually trying to do some research about Consensus Press. I don't know if Consensus Press ever actually came into fruition, or if it just petered out and died. Consensus Press was a press that was by the people for the people. So the customers and the consumers were the ones that were choosing the titles to print. They were going to choose how it was going to be laid out, choose how it was going to be bound, and then published. And I believe I was not a part of this consortium, but I believe they had chosen the short story Flowers for Algernon for their first title, and unfortunately they could not get the rights to it, which could very well be because Tony already had him locked in for this edition. That's just speculation on my part. But that was years ago. I haven't actually heard anything since. I don't know whether or not anything came of that. But it's a shame, because that sounded like a really cool idea. So anyways, man, Tony has been knocking it out of the park over at Conversation Tree Press. Their titles have been selling out. Peter Pan is still available, most likely due to just being the wide availability of Peter Pan as a title. Might be a hard sell for small presses. But usually you can pick up that. I believe Treasure Island is sold out. Kindred has not gone on sale yet, nor has Foundation. They just announced Solaris, the Lem novel, which I have not read, so they're doing incredible things for letterpress printing and science fiction in particular. It is top-notch work all around. Also, Fawn by Joe Hill. I feel like there are still standard editions for Fawn, maybe deluxe as well. I did do an unboxing of the deluxe edition of Fawn on this channel, so if you want to check that out, please do so. I'm going to add this video to the playlist of Conversation Tree unboxings, which I believe there are only, well, it's probably 4, because I believe I did one for each of the Peter Pan editions. But I mean, there will be more as they continue to come out. I definitely need to pick up Kindred and Solaris and Foundation, so I'm going to keep staying on the train as long as I can. I also have House in the Borderland pre-ordered as well for their Weird series. Seriously, check out Conversation Tree Press. They do an exceptional job. It is the dawn of the Tonys, the dawn of the Anthonys. You got Anthony over at Curious King. Now you have Anthony over at Conversation Tree doing incredible work for the fine press world, just like how it was, dawn of the Pauls for the past, decade and a half. We have Paul Fry, Paul Miller, Paul at Thunderstorm, Paul Suntup, all the Pauls. So now we got the Anthonys taking the wheel with these fine press editions. And man, I am all for it. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I have plenty of unboxing videos on the channel from lots of small presses, such as Conversation Tree, Curious King, Suntup, and more. And we will see you around next time.